Vynnset doesn't get a lot of love in CC because of her lack of consistency. Now, when we look at Blitz, you're talking about a format where the games are only 4 to 5 turns and she only has 20 life to go. Vynnset gets a lot more powerful and looks a lot more appealing in a faster format. As Victor, our objective is to use cards like Trounce and Test of Strength to get as much value as we can while pitching blues to stop Rune Chance anytime we're able to. If we can deny Vynnset the ability to set up Rune Chance, we can play our game. The counterplay to that from Vynnset's side of the board is that Vynnset wants to set up like 5 to 6 Rune Chance and ways to throw multiple attacks in one turn. If our opponent is able to throw Deathly Well using Vynnset's ability to guarantee they're going to get 2 more Rune Chance when the combat chain closes, and then throw something like a Widespread Ruin at us, Vynnset can push a lot of damage and really start to leak through. Thanks for stopping by, guys. I hope you enjoyed the match. Okay, Vynnset chose to go first. I think Vexing Quill Hand is pretty much just always standard in Blitz just because the game is so fast. The funny part is like, the interesting part about like the Vynnset deck, in my opinion, in Blitz is that like it's actually insanely powerful. So just gonna make 3 Rune Chance and then pass. Okay. I mean, I definitely understand like why you want to make the Rune Chance there. We're gonna play Goldmane Estate and see what we rip into. Make a Surge, throw Disable for 7. Throw Disable for 7. There's not really a great way to set up an arsenal or really do anything we want here, so we're just going to make a Surge and throw 7. We do have quite a bit of equipment and AB1 here, so as long as we're ripping blues most of the game, it's not like this is the worst thing in the world. We just have to be careful to play around Pummel because I know that our opponent is playing Pummel in their deck, so we have to be a little careful here. Also, the amount of things that my opponent can do is like kind of absurd. Trounce, Clash of Vigor, Thunderquake. So 3 cards in a pitch deck, started with a Trounce. Don't know if it'll come back to that, but I would like to block with Clash of Might and Debilitate here and throw the Debilitate for 9 and or 8 if we don't win the Trounce here. If my opponent does not like pop off and play this whole thing this turn, they are setting up a very scary hand here. Play Runeblood Incantation. Okay. I assume they're going to pay a life with Vynnset. I would be baffled if they did not. They do not. Okay. So we are going to block all of the Rune Chance, and we're going to block as much of the damage as we can. I am going to pitch one of the Debilitates here. And then we're going to block 6 and take 5. Not much else we can do. We don't have to banish any cards here, so we would have had to have taken, like, we would have had to have fallen down to, like, close to 6 or 7 to be able to play a Debilitate that turn. So we went 3 cards last turn, started with a Trounce. Let's go 4, 5. So 5th card's going to be Debilitate. We started with a Trounce, and we are looking to try and set up a Trounce with another. I was hoping to have like a 7 or an 8 we could pitch here. Could be that this hand blocks everything. It's hard to tell. There's not really much to tell unless like we can just see how they play out their turn. Like I have no idea what my turn's going to look like until I see theirs, unfortunately. It's just kind of this matchup, in my opinion, is that I'm looking to just try and block as efficiently as I can throughout the game, most games. So Incantation makes 1, Vynnset makes 1. They have 2 Rune Chance and a 3-coster over here. The fact that they banished a blue Deathly Will feels pretty good to me. So we're going to pitch a Debilitate. And then we're going to block Thunk and Debilitate to block 6 here. And we're going to throw Hammer and pass. And this puts us card 6 into pitch stack, setting us up for our this is setting us up for having a stroke for our Trounce. Well, we have an 8 into a 6, which is pretty good. So, and they have a lot of non-attack actions in their deck, so we've set it up pretty well, and we've managed to save all of our armor so far, and by a decent life lead here. So, but that could change at any turn. Vynnset's very explosive. So that was card number 6. This is card number 7. We're now 7 cards into pitch stack. This is one of those turns when it would be very nice to be playing Tunic, because I could pitch I could pitch the Goldmane Estate here, or I guess pitch the Buckling Blow to some Rune Chance, and then I could block with a Spinal Crush and then throw Golden Sun off Tunic. But without Tunic in the deck, we can't really make that happen. Will you pay? Didn't pay for Vynnset's ability last time, so I'm curious. You do pay this time. Okay, so Vynnset's ability is active. And we're currently 7 cards in the pitch stack. We cannot stop the first one. Nothing we can do. I mean, we've already lost life, so we might as well just take the 1 here, right? There's no reason. We've already lost life, so which means all of the things that my opponent wants to do are currently active. I don't know why you played Eloquence. Oh, okay. You need to activate Creepers. Yep. So you make 3 Rune Chance, and then we're just going to pitch the Buckling Blow. We're going to pitch the Buckling Blow to block the 3 Rune Chance here, because I would rather keep the cards in my deck. We'll just, I mean, we should probably think about our equipment a little bit here, but I think we've already, let's save our equipment for something that we can try to use to stop an on-hit here. I think I'll just go ahead and go to 9. There's no threat of them throwing Pummel at us, so I think I'm okay with this. They're also going to go to 5. This is also kind of like a ticking clock here for just blood debt to kill them. They're not Levia, they can't turn it off. Okay, so they make 4 Rune Chance. We went 7. We're going to go 8, 9. So we're now 9 cards into pitch stack, and we started with a Trounce, and we did set up our Trounce. We're going to draw into a blue Debilitate off of our Trounce. We need to draw some Tests of Strengths here or something, like Trounce's Test of Strength, something to like try and help us keep cards in our hand. Because if we're able to block and keep cards in our hand to block more things, like more broken things that they're looking to do, then we could put together a pretty good turn. So this is the last time they get Runeblood Incantation. So Runeblood Incantation, and they have a Widespread Ruin over there. Curious to know what their turn looks like. I mean, they could play a Putrid Strings from hand. Like they could have an Envelop in Darkness. They could have a lot of good cards here that do a lot of broken things. They're really thinking about their turn, I think, here. The only thing I can come up with is that they're thinking about what they should do this turn, which, I mean, you know, makes sense. Oh, we're not there yet. So we are going to pitch the 2 Macho Grandes, good closing speed cards. And then we're going to block 6. Probably going to activate Spellbound Creepers here if I had to guess. Yep. Shadow Puppetry. They'd have to have an attack they could play from their hand or arsenal with cost, which would be fine, but I could also just block with equipment here to try and stop all of the effects. Like just blocking 6 shuts their turn down. We gave up a lot of equipment. They lose Spellbound Creepers, and they go to 4. Which I think ultimately is a pretty good turn for us. I don't have any rune chance. I think I'm willing to block this here. So now they're going to go to 3 because they tried to flail me. Well, I guess they're going to have... Oh, they lost life, so they banished a card to make a rune chant. Okay, I'm following now. Yeah. So we put 2 cards in, which means we're 11 cards in the pitch stack. Need to be able to win the Trounce here. Playing the Pummel isn't necessarily that important. We're probably just going to block with it, but I would like to be able to. Win the Trounce here. And then this is 6. I mean, if we hit a blue, it's good, but if we don't, like, leaving the Pummel in our hand is pretty awkward. And we could throw Hammer to, like, force equipment here, I guess. Blocking 6 like this seems okay. We'll see how the Trounce goes. So, oh, that's bad. So we're going to target ourselves. It's like we're probably not going to win, although the Golden Sun does get us a gold, which means we draw into the Test of Strength, which is fine. I think I'm okay giving Gauntlets here. Would like to save the Aegis just in case. So after we reclassed, we went cards 12 and 13 into the bottom of our deck. So we're 13 cards into pitch stack now. And we do have a Test of Strength down there that we just pitched. I think just throwing the Hammer here for 3 is good. Now they're just going to give me Crown and Dyadic Carapace here. Like they need every card they can get to try and kill me this turn, because they're just dead to Blood Debt this turn to their Grimoire Haunt or whatever it's called. We do only have 1 equipment block left, but if they try to do something crazy like draw a bunch of cards, we can balance here or do something good. So we're just trying to stay alive. We're not going to Arsenal Test of Strength. And I hate to see the Pummel this early, but I wonder if there's a world where I want to cut Pummels in this matchup and I want to bring in Oasis Respites to like try and help me just stay alive. Deathly Delight. Okay, it's just a 2 for 5. I'm surprised they ran Grimoire of the Haunt here. I mean, maybe they're just trying to like run me over, and that has to be their plan. Let's block the rune chance. And then we'll block 5. Actually, you know what? This could be Pummel. I don't think there's anything they can do at instant speed to get their action point back. And I would rather... Oh, there's another Red Thunderquake on top. And I think blocking 9 is just the most efficient way to play this turn. Like, even if they do have Pummel here, it just doesn't matter. And I'm not just going to, like, die to something out of nowhere when they're dead to their own Blood Debt on this turn they can do nothing about. All right, yeah, we were able to close it out. So they did have the Pummel, but blocking out was the correct decision there. Even though they couldn't have killed us with the Pummel, it is the most correct play. This game did not start in a positive way, and I honestly thought it was going to go downhill very fast. On turn 1, I was only able to make a Seismic Surge and throw a blue disable. Now, considering my opponent didn't have an arsenal, they didn't really care, so they fall down to 12 after they took 1 from Blood Debt. Now on their turn, they were able to throw 11 physical at me and 4 rune chants with a relevant on-hit effect. Now, this is pretty good considering this is turn 2 of the game and we're still fighting for position of tempo. On turn 4, my opponent was able to push a lot of damage using their Grimoire of the Haunt and Spellbound Creepers to play a Read the Runes with Go Again. Now, don't get me wrong, creating 3 rune chants and throwing that extra Deathly Well at me had a lot of value and gave them a lot of potential there. They also put a Blood Debt piece into their Banish Zone that they weren't able to get rid of, and they fell down to 5. This basically meant that all I had to do was stay alive the rest of the game. I'm not going to say it's wrong that they used their Grimoire of the Haunt there, but it definitely put me in the position to realize that I could fatigue them and just try to block out from there. On the last turn of the game, right before my opponent died to their own Blood Debt, you'll notice that they threw a 5-power attack at me, and I made the decision to block with a Clash of Vigor, a Pummel, and a Test of Strength. If my opponent has Spellbound Creepers, this is a different decision because they still had 3 cards in hand, which means they could have been able to use Spellbound Creepers to give something Go Again and then put me in an awkward spot. But considering I was at 9 and they were at 1, I knew all I needed to do was live, so playing around the Pummel was the best thing that I could do, and Spellbound Creepers being gone makes this an easy decision to overblock here. Guys, if you see anything you think I missed, let me know in the comments down below. I'd love to hear about it. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to like and subscribe for more content. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Take it easy, guys.